I am here today with one of my amazing clients, Christine Bellocq, and I'm super happy that we get to listen to you, get to listen to your story, because you have an amazing story, and I just want to welcome you to today's client case study. Welcome, Christine.
Many thanks.
So tell us a little bit about you, who you are, and what it is that you do.
So, I'm a former CFO, Chief Financial Officer. I'm French, like you can hear with my accent. I worked for 20, oh, not 25, 15 years like a CFO. And after that, I had my own company in a completely different environment. I created some clothes for executive women. Unfortunately, I didn't success to grow and to do a success with this company. So I decided for 2 years, 3 years ago, to come back in a finance job. I was not completely satisfied with that. So I decided to go on LinkedIn to listen the different information I can have. I don't know how to say. And I discovered Josephine. And definitely it changed my life. We will talk about that in a few moments. And I joined her program to try to change not only my working life, but my life.
And we will cover that a little bit too. But so before you joined the program, if you can remember, what challenges did you face back then?
Oh, yes, I know. I was always so tired, overwhelmed, exhausted. And I discovered after a few months I was always angry. And I didn't understand exactly why. I know that I'm doing something I like. It's not a problem, but not in the right environment, probably not for the right people, and not in the right condition for me.
Yeah. So that is what we're working on changing, right? So
Yes.
what were some of the first changes that you noticed after you joined the program?
Well, I think I will never forget this moment when I discovered how it's not so complicated to shift from fear to risk. And definitely, it changed my life. I was always afraid from something in my personal life, in my professional life. And at this moment, I stopped to be afraid. And I decided to take risk or to bet on it and to bet on it.
And maybe to make it very clear, you actually decided to take a risk even before that, because you decided before that to join the program, even though you had the experiences of a failed, I wouldn't say a failed business, because they're all kind of like pilot projects that we're working on, but you had that experience, and now you anyways took the risk of joining my program to start building your business again, or a different business again. So in what way did joining the program impact your business and your life?
My business, well, I would like to say I have no business for the moment, but it's not exactly true. Because even if I have a salary job for the last month, I worked on my future business, and I already decided what it should be like or what it could be like. So I think this program had a huge impact because I changed the way I see what a business is or what my business might be. I can decide with who I work with. I can decide what I want to do exactly, what I don't want to do, what I know I'm not the right person for a company. It's not because it could be a right question for the company, but I haven't the right answer, and I can say that. I'm
Mhm.
not the right people for you if if you would like that piece of work.
Mhm.
But I can give you anything. Not anything. I can give you other things. What I can give you exactly.
Mhm.
And to be confident with this knowledge, and both confident in the knowledge I have for what I can really do and what I can really do in a good way,
Mhm.
changed everything for me.
Mhm.
Changed everything for me. Sorry.
To yeah, to have a business, a lifestyle business, and offers that are really aligned with you and your core values, what that means to you. And I know the dream that we are also working towards. Can you tell us a little bit about your dream?
Oh, if you see my background, it's the ocean. It's a picture I took few years ago in the Ile de Ré. And
Mhm.
my dream is to live in the Ile de Ré, to have a
Mhm.
house, a little house for me. And um, I want to be able to open my window and to see these things,
Yeah, and
to
that's what
breathe
we're working towards.
air, to hear birds, etc., etc. For the moment, I'm living in Paris. It's completely different.
And there were many people who were like, "Oh, Paris! I would love to live in Paris." But so there, we have different dreams, and I
I
think that is,
think you you would love to be on holiday in Paris. To live in Paris, it's a little bit different.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But I think that is also important to remember. We all have different dreams. We all work
Of course,
towards different goals. But it's so important that these dreams and goals that we know what they are and that they are kind of like our core values are aligned with that and what it is that we're doing. So if we go a little bit into the what I share during the program, do you think it's easy to follow? Is it easy to implement? How do you feel about that piece?
oh, it's easy to follow. It's easy to implement if you decide to follow and to implement. If not, I think uh, probably the first feeling you can have, it's so easy. Why I didn't do that before on my own? But no, truly, it's completely different to see or
Mm,
to practice with you or to have the information from you. It's completely different.
mhm.
And yes, it's easy to understand. It's easy to implement the first minute. It's not so easy to follow in the time, for, but it's like a flow. If
Yeah,
you decide to go with a stream in a river, it's easy. It's not
yeah,
so hardship to, I don't know the term for, to, you will find it for me, to
yeah,
push
yeah, yeah. I totally
your boat.
understand.
You see? Yeah.
Yeah, if you would
So
swim upstreams, it would be harder. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
So if you decide really deeply, okay, I will follow the stream. It's
Hmm.
easy, and it's so
Hmm.
satisfying.
Yeah. And I think
Exciting.
also to sometimes if we look at the river, sometimes there are like stocks coming, like trying to block the way if you're trying to
Yeah,
go with the river.
yeah,
And that is also why it's so important to have a community where that you can reach out to and say, hey guys, I'm I now have a kind of like big thing coming up and I don't know how to work through that.
mm,
And you are also very dedicated. You show up to all the trainings, you are there every time. You also
mm,
reach out to me when there is kind of like bigger things. And I think that is super important too, to you are responsible for taking the actions. I cannot
yeah.
do that for you. I can just give you the guidance, right? And I think that is, you're a perfect example of how that is done and how that can be implemented. So I love working with you too, Christine, so
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
But it's
So
true because I received so much from the community. In the program, I have two. colleagues or to friends. In fact, it's more than colleagues. It's really friends now. And even when you were on holiday, we continue to chat together. And even if we don't learn something at the minute, we have a support. And it's a nice thing to know that we are not alone. I think it's a problem for a lot of entrepreneurs. Often we are alone. And in that case, we are not alone.
And
You
I think
are a
that
real
is,
support. You
yeah, and
say
I think that is,
sometimes, I am your big fan. Really, you are our big fan.
yeah, I am. I want you. I'm so dedicated to see you succeed. I know your dream. I know about Ildare. It's so important to me too to actually make this happen. And I think about that, finding supporters and finding your people inside a program. I do that too. I have friends from like Angela that she's one person I connected with in a program. I have other accountability partners that I've connected with in programs. You have found your supporters inside my program. And I think that is a big piece that often people actually forget about. Because being an entrepreneur can be very lonely, and you need to have a group of people around you that totally understands what it is that you're going through. So if someone is thinking, oh, I can do this on my own, what would you tell them, Christine?
It's easy to think after we have worked on something with you, oh, well, I could do that in my own. But definitely, I'm not so young, and I never did that. So I couldn't. It's obvious I couldn't. So yes, I would like to say to these people, please take care. Of course, when somebody explains so clearly the things, you can think that I can do that on my own, but it's not true. It's not true, and you will be alone. And if it was true, why are you here? It's so simple.
Why are you
Why
here?
are you here?
Very good. A very good point. So if people who are seeing this, are watching this, would love to connect with you, to learn more about your journey, and maybe to hear how you are doing it, Christine, and how you're building your business, where can they best find you?
Oh, the best way is to connect on LinkedIn. Please feel free, send me a DM or just ask for a connection, and I will connect with you.
Very good.
It will be a pleasure.
Exactly, and that's the thing. We're building relationships, right? We're always building relationships. And if you missed what Christine said in the beginning, she actually said she discovered me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That is how client attraction really works. You can attract your ideal clients by being on social media. So thank you so much, Christine, for being a super valued client, for being a guest, for being willing to share your story with us. And I can't wait to see where the next steps are going to take you.
You're welcome, and it will be a pleasure to continue to go on working with you. Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.